Hi guys, I just had something I wanted to share with you about a couple soaps that I cut up yesterday, and I showed this one. It was already all cut up. This is my Wildfire from yesterday, and this one here is the. Oh, I hate this camera. Um, this one here is the Love at Dusk, the amber romancing type, and if you watch the video, you'll know that this one here was crumbly when I cut it, and this one is the worst, one of the worst pieces. You can see on the edge there. It crumbled on the bottom edge when I was cutting it, which I thought was rather strange. It didn't really sit right with me. This one cut really nice. I just recall when I was cutting it, it didn't seem as soft as my normal soaps. My soaps are high in olive oil, and they're generally pretty soft when I first cut them until they cure. And this one has a really slick, glassy feel to it. I mean, it feels really good. Like, oh my gosh, if I could figure out how to make my soaps feel this way, but be as moisturizing as I want them, as moisturizing as they are with this feel to them, I'd love it. But this one, I feel it's deceiving, and I'll tell you why. It didn't sit right with me that this one had crumbled when I cut it, and that this one had seemed so, already hard and kind of glassy when I cut it, really smooth. So, I just kept going over and over in my head what could possibly be different. And, I kind of chalked it up as, well, who knows, different day, different fragrance oil, But then the smell. At first when I cut it up, this one smelled really good. I love this scent. It's a warm, spicy scent, and it smelled really good. And now it's quite strong, like too strong. It still smells good, but it's so strong it could almost, be obnoxious. And this one here was really light when I first cut it up, and still smelled pretty though. And now I was smelling it last night, and I don't like it. It's so strong that it's got like this almost cleaning agent type background smell to it, undertone. So I just wasn't happy with them. I was like, what in the world could possibly have gone wrong? I normally really like my scents in my soaps, and I have good results with it, and what's going on? And it finally clicked with me this morning. I was going over and over and over when I made this soap, and I've gotten really comfortable in my recipe. I use the same recipe for all of my fun fragrance oils, and so I've got it memorized in my head. And when I went down and measured out my oils for these two batches, I measured them at the same time, two different pots, but at the same time. And I made the error of not adding my coconut oil. So I completely omitted the coconut oil from this recipe. So therefore these here are, that's why this one's crumbly. Don't ask me why this one isn't crumbly. It should be crumbly. Everything was done the same except for the fragrance oil and the colorant. So I don't know why this one ended up really crumbly and this one, seems creamy. So, needless to say, these will not be for sale in my Etsy store. I don't feel comfortable selling them. The reason I make soaps is to make them moisturizing, because I have a lot of problems with my own skin, and I have to be very careful of soaps that are, are drying or heavy on the fragrance oil, which that's another thing. These are going to be, I always use the maximum amount of fragrance oil per pound that I can for my recipe, and so these are going to be over the maximum, which is not safe for your skin. So, I mean, there's double whammo. I cannot sell these. And they're junk. Basically, I don't think I can even rebatch these. I could be wrong, but I don't think I can rebatch them. I can't use them as embeds because they're going to be lye heavy, and so that's not a good thing. And I just want to show you really quick. I'm going to try cutting up these bars so you can see what it looks like. I'm going to try to cut them. Okay, so this one is the Wildfire, and this is the one that was really crumbly. And you're going to notice when I cut into it, it crumbles. See that? See, it just crumbled. Got the crumbly pieces down here. Edge. I could probably even just break it apart. See? Not good. So, that is junk. So, no good. That will go in the trash. And here's the Amber Romancing. Now this one's surprised. Well, I call it Love at Dusk, Amber Romancing. And this one actually cut well. You know, I'm surprised. It looks like a good soap. You know, it looks like a nice soap, but it's not. It, you know, I obviously I can't use it yet because you know, it'll still be caustic, and I have to be really careful with my hands. I get eczema on my hands really easily. You know, even handling the soap that isn't fully cured like I am now, I shouldn't be doing that. I should be handling it with my gloves on because I am so sensitive skinned, really sensitive skin. So, yeah. I did try lathering a piece of this up with gloves on, and surprisingly, the lather, I mean, it's kind of weak because it doesn't have the coconut oil, but I was surprised that it did, you know, still did produce a low creamy lather, you know, considering it's not fully cured and has no coconut oil in it. But yeah, so no good. So anyway, I just wanted to show you that, and you know, just kind of a funny little story, my goof, my boo-boo, and you know, not the fragrance oil's fault. I'm actually kind of excited because this one here had rice on me, and I have some soaps. Out of the ones I've done, I've had like 2 or 3 that have actually given me some troubles, and this was one of them. And so I'm excited to try this one over again and see if I can change, not my recipe, but the technique. I've been thinking of different ways that I can go about actually making the soap that might be causing some of that ricing, you know, with some of the fragrance oils. And I may be way off base, but I'm going to try it. And, you know, if I figure something out, I'll definitely share it with you. But you know, it's worth a shot. So anyway, I'm really excited to try this fragrance oil again and see if it does make a difference on how I make the soap, whether it rices or not. So that's a good thing. That's kind of exciting, something that'll come out of it good. And this one here, I don't know if I'm going to use this fragrance oil again. You know, it's not really giving it a fair shot. It doesn't smell all that good. When I first cut it, it was very light, and it still did smell pretty, but the fragrance has changed, and I do not like the smell of it. Now, I don't know if it would change back if it was, you know, under regular concentrations and was given time to cure, but you know, I will probably try it again because I have lots of this fragrance oil left, so I will have to use this. So I'll probably try it just for the heck of it, but you know, hopefully it won't come out smelling the way that it does right here. But I am going to leave this soap around. Before I throw it in the trash, I'm going to leave these soaps around and just let them do their full cure to see what the fragrance oil does before I do junk them. So that'll be interesting. And so these will not be available on my Etsy store, but do look for me to do a video on how this Wildfire comes out when I remake it, and possibly how this Love at Dusk comes out when I remake it as well. So anyway, that's my story of my goof, and just thought I'd share it with you. And alright guys, take care, happy soaping, bye bye.